20.
Good morning. It's 7:40, and on the line, one of my favorites because I can just have so much fun with her, and she is so knowledgeable. Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto from Cinema Vet. Good morning, Dr. Jaimie. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
Hanging in there. It seems like forever since I've seen you, but
it has been forever.
It has. That's why. It feels like it because it has, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm hopeful, though. I'm hopeful. In the meantime, a quick rundown. You own Cinema Vet on Cinema Drive in Valencia, and you are doing everything COVID necessary. You have you drive up, you have your pet in the car, you drive up, you let the reception know that you are there, they come out, they get the pet, they bring the paperwork, everything is taken care of, you stay in the car. That's my kind of service.
Yeah, it's working out really well. It takes about the same amount of time as a normal in-person visit. If you were to be waiting in an exam room, you're just in your car instead, and we do everything over the phone.
Exactly. The only thing that's missing is you bringing me a burger. That's it.
Right.
That's it. And we'll work. Hey, listen, we'll work on that. That's phase 2. Okay.
That'd be a nice perk, wouldn't it?
Dr. Jaimie, so last week we talked about, it's hot, and the summer months, especially here in the desert, Santa Clarita Valley, we talked last week about snakes and snake bites and how it affects your pet. And, I was thinking there are other things other than snake bites that we need to worry about. Now, I know when I lived on the East Coast, this was a huge thing. Ticks. Is that prevalent here in the Santa Clarita Valley?
Definitely, we see ticks. We see a lot of fleas too. Fleas are a huge problem, as well as ticks. So, yeah, I mean, even if your dog never really goes outside, which I usually don't truly believe that statement when people say it, because usually they're going outside at least to go potty, unless you use potty pads all the time if they're a little tiny dog. Even in those cases, it's still possible for them to get fleas at least, because fleas can get in your house, especially if you have carpet. But a lot of times they will be in your yard or in the general environment. So, and we have a lot of wildlife out here, so it's easy for the wildlife to bring them into your space as well, as into your yard, and then it can get to your dogs and your cats. So in the hot months, especially, we see a lot more fleas, but we're so mild that we definitely see them year-round, as well as the ticks. The ticks are more so seen if you happen to go hiking with your pet, go out into the open spaces, the green belts, those types of places a lot more, rather than just being in your yard. But of course, that's still possible just from your yard. But we do see it more with the dogs that go out and go out in the hiking areas a lot more. So it's definitely recommended to keep them on a monthly flea and tick preventative, because those work really well.
Question about the swimming pool. So I know bigger dogs love, it seems as though, I don't know, I could be wrong. It seems as though bigger dogs just love to dive into the swimming pool, the labs and the German Shepherds and all that. They just love to dive in. I know my little dog won't even go to the edge. The edge of the pool, there's no way. What is this thing? Yeah. Why are you in it? And why are you calling me over to it? She wants nothing to do with it. How safe is it for dogs to be in swimming pools, with the chlorine and the chemicals and all of that kind of stuff?
I don't worry too much about chlorine. Usually if the dogs are swimming, so there's two types of dogs. There's dogs that kind of innately know how to swim and they actually swim appropriately, meaning in a safe manner, where they're not going to get tired out too fast. And then there's those dogs that really don't know what they're doing, and it's more of a panicky type of doggy paddle.
And I shouldn't laugh, but gosh, it's funny. Okay. It's just funny to see their little paws flapping, so crazily.
It is. It's really cute. But, those dogs that are a little bit more panicky about it and not as comfortable in the water definitely need to be supervised more.
Absolutely.
So I don't worry too much about the chlorine. I would say, once they're done swimming, I would probably rinse them off with a hose to just get the chlorine off. But they don't generally tend to drink the pool water too much. And that would be the main concern. The swimming, all of that's fine, just rinsing them off. Kind of rinse out their ears, too. If you have a good ear cleanser, I would clean their ears out after they're done with the pool to kind of prevent ear infections from starting from all the moisture in their ears. And then just, general pool safety is always important to know. Your dog should know where the exit is, know where the stairs are, so when they're in there, they know how to get out, or if they were to fall in, they know how to get out. And knowing what type of swimmer your dog is. So if they're not a good swimmer, maybe even invest in like a little life jacket for them if they're not super comfortable around the pool, just for safety when you're out there. Mm-hmm. That's always smart too.
One more question, and that is outdoor cats. In weather like this, how prone are outdoor cats to like heat stroke or dehydration? What do we have to do to keep our outdoor cats okay?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So outdoor cats, if they're indoor-outdoor, they should be able to come in when they feel uncomfortable. They're pretty smart about not getting overheated, in my experience at least. If they're truly only outdoors, generally, as long as they have somewhere cool to go, give them some sort of shady, cool space, make sure they have lots of water out there for themselves. Again, they're pretty good about keeping themselves in a safe environment as far as that goes, but they do need shelter. They'll find it, but you need to provide it for them for sure, so they have somewhere to go.
Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto from Cinema Vet. You want a vet, a good vet? You got it. It is Dr. Jaimie. Dr. Jaimie, best phone number to get you at would be?
Yeah, it's 661-253-9300.
She's the best. Cinema Vet, located on Cinema Drive. Dr. Jaimie, talk to you next week.
Thanks so much.